Here we are live at the GenCon Convention 2012 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to talk to some people on the street. How do you guys feel about hearing about the recent death of Peter Jackson?
That saddens me, actually. Yeah.
How do you feel they're in talks to maybe have Michael Bay step in and do the post-production? How do you feel about that?
Michael Bay was always kind of over the top.
You're right that Michael Bay's a little over the top. I mean, he did a movie about robots that we know that robots, there's no such thing. And what is your favorite part of the entire GenCon experience?
I like True Dungeon.
Okay. Oh, now have you been to the Faults Dungeon maze over there?
That was pretty cool too.
Is it kind of like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife?
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Now, have you played any of the Blizzard games?
No.
Okay. Any of the Steam games?
No.
Okay, so not a fan of any water in any form? You don't like sublimation, no evaporation or anything?
No, but I like cartoons.
If you could pick any cartoon to be in that was on Adult Swim, what cartoon would you be in?
Okay, that would be a little bit difficult. My son is a fan of Pokemon, so he's 7 and anything is magic. So.
Well, that's true. Now, would he gather with other people who liked magic?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I think you might have a cult member on your hands.
No, I think it's kind of ironic in a fun way.
All right, well, we're here with this guy, and we just have a question for you. It looks like Silent Hill 2 is actually in the works to be directed by George Lucas. What do you think about that?
I'm excited about that one.
Do you like big budgets?
It's necessary for certain. It's a necessary evil. You kind of need it.
So you're saying you like big budgets, but you cannot lie. Now they're saying in this one the hill might actually talk. Is that cool with you? So you don't want Silent Hill 2 to be a drastic change, so you're kind of against erosion. For our next question, I'd actually like to ask your abs something.
Okay.
Do you work out? That's fantastic.
We're here for hentai dubbing.
Yes.
Hentai dubbing.
Yes, hentai dubbing, which is adult-themed anime, and we're going to redub it, and it's going to be hilarious.
Now, adult themed, I'm assuming this has nothing to do with taxes. Now, if I was someone who likes seafood, maybe octopus, would there be anything in here for me? Now, is this the first line you guys stood in, or have you been doing lines all day?
Sadly, no.
It depends. No, it depends.
Different. Lots of feelings. Yeah, like.
I'm feeling the buzz, as Maya the Bee said after her first date with a really, really hot yellow jacket.
I don't know what any of that meant, but
Maya.
what are we about to do here?
Maya.
We're going to talk to some children?
We're going to talk to some children, and there's a definite chance that I'm going to get arrested and have to pass out flyers at the next neighborhood that I move to. So pirates generally steal stuff. What do you steal?
Nothing. I know steal stuff, actually.
If I gave you a brand new ship, what would you name your ship?
The Jolly Roger.
The Jolly Roger. Now, how jolly is Roger? Is he pretty jolly?
Yep, that's what I think.
Would you rather have a parrot sitting on your shoulder, or would you have a different animal?
A monkey parrot.
Would he talk?
I think, yeah, and say the same thing just like the monkey. And that's that actually should be the same breakfast as the monkey and the parrot.
One last question. If you could teach the parrot monkey any trick, what would you teach the parrot monkey?
How to fly around with its tail and its wings.
Is it safe to guess that your favorite browser would be Firefox?
Been using Firefox for a while, yes.
Were you related? Now, would you be part of the group that considers Internet Explorer to be kind of like having unprotected sex with someone that you just met?
From time to time, yes.
How do you feel about Michael Bay being chosen to direct the Lord of the Rings reboot coming up in 2014 through 2017?
Nondescript man very angry about Michael Bay in 2013. Will there be a wavy American flag, you think?
Transformers in the movie? Will the orcs drive Transformers?
We'd just like to ask Balloon Dragon some questions. What do you think was the most intelligent thing that George W. Bush ever said? Interesting. Tell me about your gigantic sword. Now, a lot of people use their art to be representative of something real in their life. Does this represent something real in your personal life? Does it kind of flatter you when people compliment you on your humongous sword?
I think I worked on this like like 4.5, almost 5 hours last Thursday when I went to the workshop.
So are you saying it takes like 5 hours to get the sword that big? Now is the sword gonna stay that big, or do the materials kind of contract at some point?
I'm hoping it stays this big.
Is it hard to walk with it that big? I mean, it seems like that would affect...
I'm a pretty strong guy.
Now, is that something like in the heat of the moment you could handle with one hand, or does that definitely take two?
Definitely takes 2 hands. Because I try one hand, it's really difficult. But 2 hands, it works pretty well. I can maneuver it just fine.
That is definitely fatter than any sword I've ever seen, but it works well with you, and I think you did a fantastic job, and I hope tomorrow you can wet your cornflakes with the tears of your enemies. So thank you so much for this interview.